Hello, hello, hello. Can everyone hear me okay? Actually, move this. It's fine right there. Testing 1, 2. Can you hear me? Slow the volume just a little bit. All right. How do I sound, everybody? The sound okay? Can you hear me? Am I live? Cool. Got confirmation. I can be heard. How is everyone doing today? All right, while we're waiting on people to join, for those of you who have seen my post on social media, I recently had a pretty cool problem. All right. So this isn't quite set up for AI Sensei, but the problem is still fine on this board. You should be able to see all the answers and stuff on this board. How many of you have seen me post this problem? This is a problem from my game that I played this week in the American Yungusing. One of my worst games, honestly, but it was the only one that I won, but I felt like it was one of the worst ones. Mostly because I tried to go over the top fighting. It's 9Q to 7Q. This is game 5 of 9Q to 7Q. So after today, we'll be moving up to 6Q to 4Q. But yeah, this is a game that I tried to be more aggressive than normal, trying to, make the game about reading, because I saw that maybe I could outread them. And then I ended up not reading something. And then I was down for a while, and then I still kept pushing him, and then eventually he finally made a reading error, and then this is the second reading error, and this one actually lost him the game. I do already have a volunteer. Frank. Whatever Frank's username is. But here, White made a mistake, and I was able to win the game. And I really like this problem because it's a shape that I struggle to see and have struggled to see for many years, and finally I saw it and actually won a game with it. So this is from a Dawn game, and it's to find the game-winning move. For context, the score is roughly equal. I was able to cut these stones off and catch up, and so now the game is roughly equal. So if I get something of good value, the important part is this section right here. So you can already probably find the goal of the problem. The tricky part is realizing what to do. So I was very happy with this because I was reading it for a while and I couldn't realize it until like for several moves, and I actually went several moves without seeing it, and then I finally saw it and I was like, oh hey, this is a thing that exists. So I'll give you guys a minute or two to look at it and just do your best, but I will be showing the answer here in like a minute or two. But yeah, I posted this on Facebook and quite a few people actually couldn't solve it. Quite a few people actually couldn't solve it. But a couple people did solve it, so not unsolvable, just difficult to see. I will say though, why does everyone post solutions? Yeah, I'm black. Why does everyone post solutions with one move? Solutions to Go problems are not one move. Okay, solutions to Go problems are more than just one move. But everywhere that I saw, Discord, Facebook, Reddit, everyone's posting one move answers. And I'm like, guys, even if you guess the right move, if you don't understand why it's the right move, then it's wrong. So you gotta post more than just the first move. Like, it has to be a sequence. All right, so I'll go ahead and explain the answer. So first, let's look at the problem. If we play in-game, I think I might be at a disadvantage. It's pretty close, though. It's pretty close. However, him getting M18, you know, maybe a little bit unsure of the result. But I got Sente, so I can start doing stuff. So I started looking at this corner, and I notice that this is one eye, right? And there's no way for me to take this. Oh. No! I deleted the problem. Ah. Okay. No, don't analyze. I wanted to show the solution. Okay. So first off, if we just go here, you can see there's a second eye right here. So you want to go here to make it a false eye, right? But then they just make the eye right here. And there's no way to take the corner of this eye, so they have two real eyes. So it's absolutely live. Likewise, if you start on this one, it's the same thing. So it looks like the vital point is going to be b5. But if you try to play b5, then this one you push, they block, and they take the corner. And if you try to take the corner to make it a false eye, you have a shortage of liberties. Okay? So that's the problem, is there's no way like to take this eye and this eye at the same time. However, I was able to find the empty triangle. This empty triangle is a really cool move. So normally I never, ever, ever see the empty triangle. Okay? I never see it. I don't know why, but the empty triangle solution always eludes me. But this time I was able to finally see it, and I was very excited about it. Because if we try to play and just take the stone, I go here, and now you can see I actually have Mi for the corner. So because here, I go here, false eye. Because here, I go here, false eye. And there's no way to capture this black stone. No way to capture this black stone. So this one actually works. And if you do anything else, well, now you have this. And if they take to try to make life, you cut. And remember how I said the game was even? Well, now I win. Now I just win the game. So even though white can technically make life, the game's over. This is too many points. So you have to read that there is a way to kill if white doesn't see it, and then if white does see it and tries to make life, you just win the game. So white has to make a ko, and this ko This code does not look good at all. Does the mic sound bad for anyone else? I tried like lowering the thing, but maybe I can raise it. Yeah, so this code does not look good at all. Not great. All right. But yeah, so this code is how I was able to turn it around and win the game. Or, but actually, he like this empty triangle is how I won the game, like threatening the co. But he actually fell for it and went here, and then I just killed him, and then I just won the game. Yeah, I was pretty excited that I was able to find the empty triangle. Okay, so let's look at this microphone problem. Okay, audio input capture. It's the right microphone. Filters. That's probably picking up the air conditioning. Let's turn off the gain. Alright, so now it just has the noise suppression, which should just be turning off the air conditioner. So I turned off the gain. How is it now? How is the audio now? That is better? Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so yeah, it was the gain. All right. So yeah, add problem, create. Yeah, because I want to keep that problem. Okay. So yeah, that was a fun little problem. So time for some Clossi Approach. All right, Frank, are you here? Frank's been asking for like 3 weeks, and he's been showing up for 3 weeks to try to play. Frank, are you here? Oh, are you messaging me on Discord? Yeah, so message in chat because I don't have Discord open right now. Okay. So let me go ahead and send a challenge. This will not be ranked. This will not be Blitz. This will be live. This will be 10 minutes. And I think after today, I'll raise it to 15 minutes. So that way I can talk more. Automatic, no handicap. Oh, I don't want Fisher. I want BOYME. All right. We're going to say Clossi Approach Series.
Game started.
All right. Pause
Game
game.
paused.
Restart the recording. Hello everyone, this is Clossi, and we are back with game number 5 of the 9Q to 7Q section, and after today, we will be going down to 6Q to 4Q. So today we're just going to wrap it up and try to recover from our embarrassing loss last video. For those who know, they know. Okay. So we're going to try to do better today. I'm going to try to focus a little bit more, so we'll see how it goes.
Game resumed.
Hello, have fun. And we're going to stick to our basics. Okay, he does that. So if they change direction, it's fine. Just do the prevent the cross is perfectly fine. Okay, so I'm going to go high since it's going 3/4. All right, and we are just going to Clossi Approach this. So we have a couple ideas here. So this is actually very tricky. Okay, so if we're just doing basic Clossi Approach, the left side is where we should play. But there's a few problems with that. Okay, so first off, the left side looks really good here, which I still might play. But black's going to start getting some nice combinations with Shamari. AI also likes to stop Shamari's. It values the stopping Shamari as big, or maybe like 0.1 bigger than an open side. And then the bottom side is also as wide as the left, but the left is 4th line, but the bottom is like 4th line, 5th line. But it's also on the 3rd line right here, not the 4th line. So it's not. So there's a lot of information to work with. So I would say my options are low approach, high approach, Sanrensei, Knight's Move, Attach, and then if I wanted to go old school, I could also play an extension here or here. But I'm going to just limit it to those. I want to stick with the Clossi Approach. I think we're still good to Clossi Approach it. Especially in the opening. The Clossi Approach opening isn't super bad. It's not as good as the AI's opening, but it leads to simpler results. So we're just going to play the opening. Alright, so it goes for the 3-3. We are going to take Sente from this, because I think it is very important. So we're just going to Nobi. Hane. Okay, so now we have two options. The top side, which is the widest, or the right side, which has a 3-4. I want to do something cool, because this is something I want to encourage you guys to get out of your comfort zones and try various Joseki. So I'm going to go here, because I know exactly what opening he's playing, so I know what to expect, actually. So we'll see what he does. Yep. So he's actually going for the points lever opening, which we've talked about in the Clossi class, and the Youngusang has the Youngusang is what introduced it to a lot of people. But regardless, I want to encourage you guys to get out of your comfort zone and study more Joseki, because I guarantee you he's gonna get tripped up from this now. Like, I'm sure he knows at least some of it, but it should be a little bit trickier than what he's normally playing against. And also, now I got to the open corner and the open side. So I've gotten the Shamari and I've gotten the open side. Okay, so I'm going to Nobi. And this actually works quite well with my Sanrensei. So I'm not I'm not too worried about this. I really want to get this move, but it's tricky. I can get it. I can get it. You have a hard time learning and memorizing Josekis. Well, if you learn them with an opening, I think it makes it easier because they make more sense, and you also understand direction of play better. And also, don't try to learn like every Joseki. Just try to learn the Josekis that are happening, right? If they're relevant to your game, then that's the ones you should learn. So, like, maybe if you're high approaching a lot, and they attach a lot, well, okay, now you can learn the avalanche. But if they never attach and they always play Knight's move, well, then you shouldn't be learning the avalanche. You should be learning the attachment, right? So it just depends on what your level's encountering, and then just learn the variations relevant to that level. And it'll be a lot easier. So I'm going to Pincer. I think that's Clossi Approach. Very simple Clossi Approach. And we're just going to go for our Sanrensei opening stuff. All right, so this is something, I guess. I'm not gonna get tripped up by this. I think if I go here and he jumps and then I jump, it's no different than him jumping and me jumping and him sliding. It's the same variation. But I really want the influence, so I'm really wanting to do this attach. But let's read the cuts. Hane, cut, Atari, there, push, Atari, there, connect. Bad for black, okay? So let's attach, Hane, cut, Atari, there, push, Atari. Let's say he sacrifices it. Atari, take. That's not a ladder, but he can push down, push down. I think I win that fight, so I should be good. But maybe that's too much reading. If you a very simple move by here. So let's go simple. Let's, because maybe that's just too much reading. Maybe I'm reading too much. Maybe I'm cheating by reading. So let's just play simple. Oh, you're really pushing me. You're really pushing me. Okay, there. This has to be good for me, right? There, cut, there, Atari, cut, there, double Atari, Atari, tag, push. This has to be good for me. I mean, this is the basic move. If we're pretending it's the 1 point jump variation, he slides. This is the basic move. It's fine. It's fine. I don't have to read. I don't have to read. I just have to play basics. Just have to play basics. He's the one who has to live. It's my area. I'm fine to play basics. Okay, and we are going to jump. Very solid, very safe. Okay. We're just going to seal, because this also attacks and defends us quite well. So we're happy with this. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and block. This is blocking my some points, some eye space, and also make sure that he's not 100% comfortable just yet. So I think it's important for everyone's defense. So it's still attack and defense, not quite a big move yet. This is important. It's attachments, very important. Or sorry, the connection is very important. The Atari. I think it's a little good for white. This Atari and white connects. I'm pretty sure it's a little good for white, but it's fine. All right, so now we are having some questions. Do I have any weak groups? Top side's questionable, so let's see if we can fix it with aggressive defense. So let's go here. Just see if we can get some better shape using our opponent's shape. Okay. Boom. Okay. I feel a little bit better about this position now. So don't have any more aggressive defense that I can do. I do have this. I'm going to go ahead and trade this, just so I have it on the board. I want to see if he's going to sacrifice it or just go. I want to have it on the board. Okay. All right. So now I have that Aji, and the reading for the cut is Atari, their block, turn, take. And I get Atari and Hane, but that's he just turns, and that's 3 liberties to 3 liberties. So I can't do anything yet, but let's keep the Aji in mind. Says Hane's now Sente. All right. I think we're getting okay. I think this is double Sente though, because there's a shape point here for white, so this is just me fixing myself in Sente. That's all I'm doing. Okay. So now I think we're at largest framework, which is definitely blacks. So now let's bully the Shamari a little bit. So I think we know attachments at this level, or we should be thinking about attachments at this level. We actually have several attachments to the Shamari. We have here, we have here, we have a shoulder hit, we have here. Is black alive? That's an important question, actually. Not quite. So we could technically keep bullying black. But this is getting pretty big. And I don't think if I play here and he ignores and just makes points, and I surround, I'm not confident we can just absolutely kill it. That's actually quite difficult. So I think we'll just treat this as Aji right now. I think we could potentially kill this if he Tanukis, but that's too much reading and it's too high risk. So yeah, I think let's just invade the big area. So we have this move for a basic invasion. We can shoulder hit and shoulder hit. Those are basics. And then we have the attachment. I'm going to go ahead and attach because it just, I know the follow-ups. Okay. Boom. And he goes here or here or pincer. All 3 of those are fine. Okay. Let's start making our base. Okay. Alrighty. You want to surround or you want me to run? Probably surround is better. Okay. All right, and it's looking like I'm living in Sente, so that's nice. So next up we have this framework, which I think we can reduce while building, so that's pretty nice. I love reducing while building. Okay, let's check our life and death. If he Hanes, I make a tiger's mouth. Yeah, that's definitely not a life. I know that shape. So, boop. I have to make life. Oh, I wanted Sente. Oh, I got Sente. Okay, so now let's double check again. Hane, turn. Tari there, down. Tari. Yep. Any Vita Point issues? No. No. Nope. Nada. We're good. All right. So let's build while reducing. Because if I have that option, I always want that option, right? It's just easy, safe, very classy, approachy. Okay, okay, we can honey this. Oh, really? Okay, okay. Let's check the Aji. There, 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 there. There. Tari, there, there. He does that. I have a wedge, which is cool, but unfortunately he just has to kill these. Atari there. There. Atari. So I can make life over here. It doesn't look like I can do anything, so let's just double honey back. Can't do anything. Can't do anything. Hello, Mortimer. Okay. Fix. Fix. Alright. This is looking like an okay trade. Black is a bit ahead, though. This points lever is like an insane opening. Okay, so I want here. That would be if I really want to start thinking about fall size, but let's just cap. It's simpler. Alright, now I need to start thinking about counting. I don't know if we count until 5Q, though. I really want to count. Like, I wanted to count before I even push, but I think maybe we start counting the next stage. Yeah, I'll start counting next at the next level. Just keep playing our basics. Okay, okay, largest framework. So we have this one, which we can build. Well, we can technically take the eye, but we can jump, we can shoulder hit, we can two-space jump, or we can build the left. Cap, cap, shoulder hit. There's a cap down here. It's Karaji right there. Okay, let's cap on this side. I think it's a little bit bigger. And we're just going for biggest framework. That's all we're doing. Just biggest framework. Okay, knight's move. We're just gonna block. I thought about peeping, but he'll get a bamboo joint, so we're just gonna block. No beat, because if we block this way, and the elephant's eye has too many cutting points, so we need the liberties. Okay, just block, that's fine. Okay, block. All fine and dandy. Now, the cool thing is, if he's not watching this group, it's slowly getting surrounded. So you'll have to keep track of your eyes. So this move is probably Sentai to block. Okay, that's fine. So, do I want to jump and threaten the reduction, or do I want to cap and build my area? This one kind of attacks, so it might be more Sentai, but it's fine. Let's just block. I think this is slightly bigger in points. Very straightforward game today. Very straightforward game today. Okay. Let's just push and make it bigger. Okay, I think we're starting to get in Yosei territory. Here. Yeah. I think this one's becoming bigger than this line right here. I'm gonna be very, very cautious with my endgame here. Block. There's a wedge and a cut, but I think the cut might kill him. Maybe. Gotta be careful. Block. Okay, now I need to fix this. Now I need to fix this. Like, hardcore fix this. Push. I swear I can do something. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I don't need to try to find anything. I don't need to try to find anything. That's cool. Learning with a friend is really, really cool. The problem is when someone like cares just a little bit more than the other person, they put in that extra effort, they get stronger faster, and then they just stop playing together, and then the other one loses interest. So sometimes that happens, and it's really sad. Da dum da
10,
dum da dum da
9,
dum.
8, 7, 6, 5,
Just keep
4,
reducing.
3.
Let's do this first. Do this first. This might be a mistake, actually. This is probably a mistake. Get this Aji. I was eyeing this Aji too much, and I think I tunnel visioned on it. My bad. I will just have to take a couple points loss. Okay, this is clearly bigger. I really want to cut. Tari there, turn there. Ah, there's nothing there though. It's fine. It's fine. Just play good Yosei, play good Yosei, and we're good. Just play good Yosei and we're good. Even if we lose, which I don't know if we'll. This is a lot of Yosei points. And this is one thing that's actually a good lesson here is once you've gotten to the point where you can play consistently like this, um, where you're always on the biggest framework, always on the big areas. If the game's like within 25 points, then and it's a close game, then all you really need to improve, if you're consistently getting within 25 points every game, even if they're losses, all you really need to improve is your Yosei. Because I guarantee you, Yosei is worth at least 20 points at this level, if you're really good at it. But you can at the very least, you can improve your Yosei by 10 points at this level. So once your game has a good balance like this, work on Yosei. Because I think that's gonna be what wins. Excuse me. I think Black played well for the majority of the game, but the thing that's gonna decide it, I think, is Yosei.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
It's fine. I'll sack a period.
2, 1.
Okay, I really want this move, and I really want this move. Can I make it threaten the cuts somehow? Yes. Yes, I can. So therefore it's worth it, because it also peeps the cuts. Even though this one's really big. They're both really big. That's why I said this Hani's a mistake. Okay. Can I cut here? Can I find a Goose to Suji? I want to push right here, because I know that he's not 100%. I'm going to start poking the cutting points. That's fine. I can just have a Mii connection. Yeah, I'll just have a Mii connection. That's fine. Because this is your points, not mine. So I'll just take the Mii connection. Yep, still Mii. Actually, I think it just connected because Atari, there. 1, 2. Yeah, so this is a net. This stone can be netted. So I have a cut and a net. Oh, how cute. Okay. Poke. I think you're dead now. Boom. I think you're just dead now. I should have peeped first. This peep's important. Oopsie. 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 Oh well. If he lives, he lives. This is a cool net though. This is why you do Go problems. This is why you do Go problems, so you can see crap like this. It's super useful. That one was a little bit rushed, I think. Maybe a brain fart. I don't know. He's playing really well though. Points lever's OP, man. Points lever's way too strong. I don't know if he sees that he's gonna die. Oh no. Oh no. He lost track of his group. Ah, there's the blunder. There's the blunder. Black has M5 Atari? Yeah, but he's in Atari. Okay, okay. Is there any second eye? No. I see nothing. Where's my Aji? I have Aji right here. I have Aji right
10,
here.
9, 8, 7,
This one's easier to
6,
handle.
5, 4.
I have
3,
Aji right here.
2,
Sack of periods, life and death.
3 periods left.
I think this one's the most dangerous. This one's really dangerous though. I'm fine. I'm fine because if he Hanes, I just make this shape right here, the table, or whatever,
10,
and I have 2 tiger's mouths.
9,
Okay,
8,
I'm fine. So let's block this
7.
one. Let's block the scariest Aji. That's the way to keep a dead group dead. Block the scariest Aji. He played quite well though. That was a good game. Okay, this is the opponent poking, just looking for openings. Perfectly fine and expected. This is why we immediately look for our own weaknesses, because that's what they're going to be looking for, right? Is your weaknesses. Okay. Let's go here and it's fine. I swear, seeing a dragon not have eyes is like seeing what squares a bishop can capture on in chess. Because my brother has been playing chess, and I've been playing him in chess and stuff, and we're both like really, really bad at chess, like double-digit Q, easy at chess. And we keep missing bishops and knights and other stuff. All right, thank you for the game. Okay, so we're gonna look at the score real quick. Looks like the game, yeah. So up to here is like even, so 3.7. And then here white's up by 6.5. We're not gonna worry about that. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, AI can read better than me. Sorry. So we just double Hanade and connected. White's up by 4, so that our decision was good, even though we didn't count. Our decision actually wasn't bad at all. So that's nice to know. And then when I get this cap, which is just wrong, I'm curious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it's just a Yosei squeeze. That's all it is. 7. Oh, there's Aji right there. Oops. Okay, I'm not as cool as you, AI. I'm sorry. Okay, we just build, we just build, we just block, block, and we just start Yosei, right? We just start Yosei. Here, white's up by 13. And then we just block, block, and then push. And now at this point, black lost a lot on the right. So now black's up by 27. So it's just Yosei. So it went from us being up by like 5 points to being up by 30. This is 31 and a half now. So that's 25 points right there. Like I said, Yosei is 25 points at this level. Easy, right? Easy peasy. It's 25 points. That's not to say that black did anything wrong, right? Black played quite well. It's just the gap in Yosei is too big. Realistically, though, you're probably not going to gain 25 points against your level. But I think 10 points is very reasonable. I think if you're down 10 points and you make a comeback of 10 points in Yosei, I think it's very reasonable. 15 is reasonable if you're patient enough. Like 10 points in at the early Yosei, and then maybe 5 more points at the very end of Yosei, right? If you do some Yosei Go problems and stuff and really start counting the value of moves and stuff, I think 10 to 15 points is very realistic at this level. The trick, though, is you have to reliably get to Yosei, like, in the majority of your games, and have just as much territory as your opponent, or close to it, right? So you can see, like, constantly playing on the big frameworks, even though, like, we didn't do anything flashy or fancy, and I was even worried that this right side was too big. It's still, like, decently close, and we were able to just win in Yosei. Yosei is just about recognizing the big Sente moves. Like, where can you push, or where can you reduce in Sente? So, for example, after this one, I think this is kind of Yosei. It's not the first and second line that we're used to, mostly because this is still a big framework. But it's like finishing up the frameworks, and then here, black starts pushing us, and we just start blocking, black pushes. And now we also recognize our cutting point, and we fix with the tiger's mouth. We don't just fix with the connection. And now we start pushing this right side, which is actually quite large. We push this right side with the Hane, and he's supposed to block right here. And you see, this is like 10 points, right? But one blunder, like this peep right here, is one blunder, and all of a sudden, instead of 10 points, it's now like 5 points. And then I push in, and another blunder he played instead of pushing and cutting, because there's the points, but I still have the Atari in. That's what I was planning. So you can see I'm just like a couple points here, a couple points here, a couple points here, and it just adds up. So it's just recognizing where can you push in the borders and take the territory, and doing it super efficiently, super well. So it does come with practice. Counting is getting important, counting the Yosei moves, but I can kind of recognize them by size, I guess. But once you start doing Yosei problems, I think it'll really help you start recognizing the big frameworks. So it's just recognizing after big frameworks and the frameworks becoming small, push the borders. Push the borders, push the borders. Okay? Sente, 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 Sente. In this game, it's not a really good example of the Sente, because you see I don't have any like good Sente moves. Like I push the right, which is kind of what won me the game. But I don't have any like second line Sente, first line Sente like I do in other games. And those are the ones you usually want, the first and second line Sente. Those are the big ones. But in this game I don't have it, but I'm still pushing areas in Sente. I'm still like looking for any cutting point to Tsujis, any goose to Tsujis. Just focusing on my Yosei. And I'm going to tell you, like, most of your games, I want you to turn out like this. Like, I want you to play like Black did most of your games. Black got territory, defended the weak groups, played the big frameworks. I was able to play the big frameworks a little bit more accurately, but I'm just more used to it, right? But Black played quite well, and it was an even game for a long time. However, where Black started falling apart was the Yosei, and that's going to be quite common at this level, is once you, like, this level is all about building good habits, and understanding the basics, understanding aggressive defense, doing all that stuff. Once you can do all that stuff, and your opponents can too, all that's left is Yosei, right? All that's left is Yosei. So learn aggressive defense, but don't go super crazy with it. Read a little bit more than you've been reading at double digit Q. Like push your reading to read more. And then just play your basics and be consistent, right? Be consistently on the big stuff. Be consistently on the weak groups. Be consistently on the big frameworks. Be consistently sente with your attacks. Use aggressive defense for your defense when it's available. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Read any cutting points. Don't miss reading the life and death. And then if you can do all of that basics that we've talked about for the last 20 ranks, all of those basics, and do it cleanly and accurately, then just master Yosei. And I guarantee you, this playing like this could probably get you to like 4Q, right? Because I always play the like this play right here for white is probably like 5Q, I guess. Because like 30 points, right? 8Q to 5Q, 30 points, right? So it's probably 5Q, but I always show you like this is what your next level should look like, and here's how you do it. Which is the main idea is like how do you get from where you are now to the next level? So how do you get from 8Q to 5Q, right? Well, you saw I was very clean, I was accurate, and I had good Yosei. Okay, aggressive defense. You saw I was defending my 3 stones on top with aggressive defense. You know, that's all it is just clean basics. Clean basics.
Started.
It will get more complex, like, as we get past 5Q down into the 3Q to 1 Dawn range. It's just going to pretty much evolve in just reading. But for now, we still got some basics. Okay, so you did Point Sliver, which is perfectly fine. And I did Avalanche here just to, you know, I think it's just a better combination. I think Tiger's Mouth might be good here, but I don't know. I think it's fine. Because it still ended up having to get the Tiger's Mouth, and this shape is just annoying for white. So I feel like, and the fact that this cut never did anything, I feel like it's just not good for white. So I need to research the Avalanche more. Maybe I should just Novi again. That's actually probably right, because this looks a lot better already. So I should research the Avalanche more. Because in the game, I couldn't never do anything with the cuts, even though I wanted to. I could never do anything with them, so probably not efficient enough. This one is just, the Joseki's here. Like, that's Joseki. So, black, messed up a little bit in the Joseki knowledge here. I really wanted to do this. I think this is really nice for white. But the concern is if I go here. Now, if he does that and I disconnect, this is obviously good for white. So he has to give up the stone. And then these 2 stones are in trouble, so you just Tari and push it down. And then I saw this, I'm like, okay, black's probably dead. I'm pretty sure these 2 black stones are dead. This is what I saw in my head. But this is 15 moves and probably too much to read at this level. But that's what I was talking about in the game. Then I was also talking about, like, what if black sacrificed and just did something like this? I think this might be good for black. I don't know. That's a lot of Panukis, though. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So let's just go here. And then he did this move. I'm like, okay, how does that change it? This actually changes it quite a bit because now black has a little bit of Aji. I guess it's not too much different. I thought it changed it more than it did. And then if black goes here, a little bit dangerous, I think, but possible. Yeah, I think it's okay. You can see it's just too much reading. It's too much to expect from this level. So I just played basic. And it's no different than if black jumped and I went here, black went here, black went here, or I went here and black went here. Like, there's no different. So I know there's an easy sequence that isn't as reading intensive. But I'm trying to push my reading and reading as much as I can. I'm like, okay, this is too complex. Can't really handle it. So let's just play the basic shape. That's fine. As long as you tried to read it. That's what you got to do, is you got to develop the habit of trying to push your reading. Because eventually you want to be able to read it. But the worst thing you could do here is just say, it looks too complicated, I'm not going to bother with it. No, you still got to try. You got to read it in your head. And if you can't read it or you can't see it far enough, fine, just play the basic thing. But at least you tried. At least you pushed yourself to improve. And that way you're improving with every game. You're improving your reading every game and practicing every game. But if you just skip over it and say, I'm not going to even look at it, then you don't improve your reading, right? So you don't get the practice. I think black could have played here, but it's okay. I think actually starting a fight here. No, this is probably not basics. This is like lower single digit Q Dawn level. Because now it's 1, 2, 3, 4 weak groups. So yeah, not basic, not Clossi Approach. But still, you know, probably the correct answer is to do something over here. But it's fine. We're both living. I think this one is usually a mistake, so it's not good. You can jump right here or push. Yes, I have this Atari and squeeze, but that's fine. I'm not gonna fix, and this is bigger now, so that's fine. So this is just Joseki knowledge. So this one was a little bit slow. If I was gonna fix, just fix like this. Otherwise, push. Okay, and here I'm just defending my Aji because I do see that black has some questions in here. So I'm like, okay, let's make myself stronger in this area. Probably should bamboo here. Make myself stronger in this area so that way it's a little bit more risky for black to go in there. And this is just for Aji. So that should be fine. That should be fine. And then I just played a big move. So this one, let's talk about some attachments to the Shamari. Because I think a lot of people maybe don't know this. There's this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, to the Shamari. Okay? Sorry, not that one. That one. I brain farted for a second. There's this many moves to the Shamari. So let's go over the double-digit key ones, which is shoulder hit, which we already know. You can just build it like that. You can push up this way and build it like that. Okay, very simple, very easy to reduce. Cap, this is just black's choice. Black goes here, you go here, and destroy some right side. If black defends the right side somehow, you can attach down and start making some shape. So it's just black's choice. This one I think a lot of people already know. If you go out, there's life in the corner, and then it's descend, and you go here, 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 so it's 2 points. If you just block, then it's 3 points. There's a lot cool life and death sequence there for that. Hey, Kingfisher. Hey, thanks for that. Thanks for the shout out. So there's life in that, so you can go here to prevent that, but then there's a Sabaki sequence of this, where you can go like that to play very light and loose, and just play very light and destroy this area. So there's that idea. This one, the most common sequence is this, which I think you'll see a lot when it's a Shamari and a 3-4, and they high approach or whatever, and then Tiger's Mouth or whatever, and then they can attach. That's common. Or maybe, like, not Tiger's Mouth connects. So, like, high approach to 3-4, they block under Hane, there, connect. They jump, you know, the basic Joseki, and then you attach it to Shamari, and you actually can go high, and then you'll have 2 3s with a high, and it's common. And then if they go here, you just go into the corner, and this is a double Hane, not a Nobi. Double Hane. You get Atari, but you're just going to have to come back and then make life. Technically, I guess you're... are you alive? You can go. You can live right here, but this is better. So yeah, there's lots of little sequences in here, but if you do your study and research and you play around with it, and practice with it with some friends or whatever, this is why studying with friends is good. I think you can master this move within a month. Easy. Like, master all of these moves within a month. Just, you know, attach to Shamari. This one is the same sequences. Right, just that stuff. Did I wear the Oh, that's cool, it does! My shirt matches my chair. That's really cool. No, I did not, but that's really funny. And then it's the same idea. Just make life. Okay. Once you practice around with attachments, you'll realize there is a lot of sequences, but it's also a limited amount of sequences, right? So they either Hane under, Hane over, Nobi. This Nobi almost never happens. And usually it's Hane over or Nobi, okay? Those are the 2 moves that are common. And for you, it's just Nobi, reverse Hane, or reverse Hane. Or sometimes crosscut. Crosscut is less common, and also very complex, but there's a lot of sequences. It does require reading. That's why we can only use it at single digit Q. But it is technically learnable. So it's like, can you count to 1,000? I don't know. Maybe counting to 1,000 is just more time consuming than even that. Can you count to 100? Right? It's annoying, but once you can read, you can do it. You just have to put in the effort to do it. Right? Just count to 100, and if you can do it, then you can play all these attachments, and it's cool. Okay. Yeah, here, the life and death. It's a very common life and death pattern. This 2-2-2, kind of like house shape, I guess. It's a very common life and death pattern. White is dead. If I try to make 2 eyes and you just reduce, yeah, there's a second eye, right? But if the problem is there's an Atari first, Atari, and then take the second eye. That's the problem. And it's the same on this side too. Boom, doop, 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 doop. Same thing. And if you connect, then it's just vital point. So this is a common life and death shape. Make sure you learn this. So this is why I say, like, do your life and death problems. Like, it's so important to do your Go problems. So important. 25% life and death, 25% Co, 50% other categories that you need to work on. Double Hane, Tsuji, squeeze, throw-ins, any shape that you don't know, nets, ladders, whatever it is. 50% of other categories that you don't know. Okay? And try to do like 100 problems a day. 30 seconds to 60 seconds. If you don't know it, look at the answer. And then repeat the category. And then repeat the category again. On the third time through, try to have 95% accuracy. And let's say you have a book, right? Let's say you have a life and death book. Okay? Well, try to do that book 3 times in a week. Okay? So you go through the book the first time. And you just look at you read it for 30 seconds. Maybe 60 seconds. And then if you can't solve it, you look at the answer. Okay? And you go through the entire book. Then go through the book again, refresh it, make it implant, whatever. And then on the third time through, start grading yourself, start testing yourself. And try to get a 95% accuracy. So count the amount of problems in the book, solve as many problems as you can, and if you get a 90%, 95% or better, 90 to 95%, if you get an A, then you've done the book. And it's good. And then anytime you need a refresher, like maybe in a couple months down the road, go do the book again. See if you can still get a 90% accuracy. And if you can't, well, there you go. Make sure you do it. And then if you do that for an entire year with a bunch of life and death books or a bunch of life and death problem sheets, apps, whatever, then your life and death is going to be so strong. Your reading is going to be so strong. I can't tell you enough like how important it is to do Go problems for long periods of time. So like 50 to 100 problems a day, like 3 10-minute sessions even. Just 3 10-minute sessions, 30 seconds a problem. Okay, even just that. Okay, do that for an entire year. Your reading's going to be a lot stronger than you might expect. Do it for 5 years. Oh, you're scary, man. You're scary. Okay, so if you're wondering like how I'm reading this top left sequence, I know a lot of people say that, oh wow, that's way too much to read, like 15 moves, I can't visualize that, blah blah blah. Right, and that's why I didn't play it, right? Because it's probably too much for this level. But I've been doing Go problems for 14 years. That's why I can read it. So it's not. I didn't just magically start being able to read that stuff. I didn't just magically start being able to read that corner. I spent a better part of a decade playing thousands of games, reading thousands of Go problems. So tens of thousands of Go problems probably. So to get to where you are, to where I am, I mean, it's just practice and time. Practice and time. Your reading is something that you don't just like rank up. You can't just say, I'm now 7Q at reading, I'm now 6Q at reading. No, the reading comes with time. So that's the boring part of Go, I think, is that it takes like a good year or two before you can read, like really, really well. But if you're doing all these micro goals, like get to single digit, get out of the 20 Qs, get to 15Q, get to 10Q, now single digit Q, right? Now we're getting to the 6Q to 5Q section, and then we're going to get to the 3Q to 2Q section. And then by the time you get to 1 dan, if you've been doing Go problems that entire time, by the time you're 1 dan, probably a year, 1 to 3 years have probably already passed at that point. And you've been doing Go problems that entire time. So it's just something you're building up while you're meeting all these other micro goals. So I think it's very, very important that you do it. And even though it won't make a giant difference immediately, by the time you reach your next several goals, that reading's going to start impacting your game heavily. But the habits we build right now are very, very important. The habits are what we're building at single digit Q, and the reading is what we're building overall. Is there anything else to talk about this game? I've talked about how important the Yosei is and how once our game's clean like this, the Yosei is good. I think Black played very well. We just had a better Yosei, and that's what sealed the deal. Yeah, this life and death, this is just keeping track of your eyes on your dragons. it's easier said than done. I think. Ooh, that's some rain. I don't know if you get. I don't know if the microphone could pick that up because of the noise suppression, but ooh, it just started pouring outside. Yeah. Ooh, man, it just started coming down. Okay. Um. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think you have to just die a few times before you start actually keeping track. It's easy for me to say just always keep track of your weak groups, right? But I think you have to die a few times to learn your lesson. It's just something we all go through. It's not super easy to spot this, but I guess that just comes with practice, just keeping track of the eyes and the bases. Um, but yeah, that's what this one was. I kept track of the cutting points. I knew I couldn't kill immediately, but I kept in mind that hey, this doesn't have two eyes yet. So if the escape route ever gets blocked, I'm not going to force it because it's not part of it's not good to do for the strategy. At the time, it was Yosei, right? So I'm not going to force it. But I have the mental note that hey, that group's there's a condition for that group to be alive, and that's the escape route. So as soon as you lose the escape route, well, now I can force it. Now I can push it. So it's just a matter of keeping track of everything and keeping track of all the information. Um, I think this cut is very reasonable. I think it was that was your plan. You were looking at it. You thought I made a mistake. There's just a net here. Um, so this is just go problems. I was able to kill this group, and instead of just connecting, like maybe something like this or whatever, and then you make life, the reason I'm able to start going after you is because I read the net. So reading gives you free moves. Okay, I've said this before, but like the better you can read, the more free moves you get. And then when you review your games, especially your resignations, review them on a real board. When you review your games, look for like where did you miss stuff? Like why did the group die? You missed the cutting point. Okay, and also try to find times when you wasted moves. This game, Black did pretty good about not wasting moves, but a lot of Q players have a lot of wasted moves. And I think you could find those in reviews. Specifically, look for stuff where you're like, oh, this wasn't on the big framework. This group was already alive, and I defended it. You know, if you can find those in your reviews, it's easier to find in a real game. And if you're just looking, can I cut so I can get a free move? You know, is this a net so I can get a free move? I mean, that's a good question. Free moves are nice. That comes with game reviews and training your eyes to spot them. If you are not reviewing your games, then you're less likely to see them. So that comes study, right? Yeah. So I think that's probably enough information for this game. So hopefully you guys found that helpful. Now I'll go ahead and wrap up the video here. So as always, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. All right, and that will conclude the Clossi Approach video, and that concludes the 9Q to 7Q section. So next stream, the next recording, will be 6Q to 4Q. And then I actually have to start cheating with reading because we're getting into the stage where I start getting uncomfortable teaching because my teaching focuses on teaching you the fundamentals and the basics. Right? I can like show reading at 5Q, but 5Qs can't read. not 5Qs can't read like that much. Nice. Nice. The problem is going from I don't have just easy fundamentals from 5Q to 1 don. Like 5Q to 1 don, like getting past 5Q I guess is still fundamental, but past 5Q it's no longer fundamentals. It's beyond what I normally focus on teaching. So we're going to get into some sketchy territory where I am going to have to read a bit and cheat a bit by actually, trying to apply Dawn knowledge. So it's going to be tricky, but it does come with a lot of study, research, go problems, and just by the time you're past 5Q, it's kind of expected that you've done go problems, you've researched your openings, you know Joseki, and now you're ready to start reading the stuff. Yeah, so I really wish I could just give you an easy shortcut for past 5Q to just get to one don, but it's really a lot of study and practice. There's nothing beats practice. Yeah, no, there's nothing beats practice. Nothing beats practice. Um, my Go Club friend was talking about how he's trying to get to 8 don, right? And I told him straight up, at Dawn level, it's literally just Go problems and playing games. So I told him 500 Go problems a day, 10 games a day for an entire year. That goes from low Dawn to 8 Dawn. 10 games a day. You can have 1 day off, maybe 2 days off max. 10 games a day. These are like 10-minute, 15-minute games, not just blitz. 10 games a day, 500 Go problems a day for an entire year. And if you are efficient, you'll get to 8 Dawn, from low Dawn to 8 Dawn in a year. It's just improving your reading and pushing your game, right? Of course, you have to review your games. You have to review it with the AI. Unfortunately, we have, like, at Dawn, you can't get away with not using AI anymore. Like, not in modern play. So at Dawn level, past Dawn level, it's review with AI, Go problems. Yeah, it's hard. Getting to 8 Dawn's not easy. Yeah, Sir Mortimer, that's fine. I think that's good. Playing 30 games a month, 30, like, for my students, I always tell them, like, try to hit 40 games a month. You can do 40 games a month. That's already pretty efficient. But if you're talking going from, like, load on to you're now top amateur level out of everyone in the country, like 8 Dawn, right? Like, you're going from load on to now top in the country. You can't just half but do it. Like, if you're going to be the top in the country, you have to freaking put in the work. Like, getting to Dawn is easy. Getting to 8 Dawn is not. So, put it this way, to get from 30Q, so a brand new player, to 1 Dawn. Yeah, getting from a brand new player to 1 Dawn is about the same time as getting from 1 Dawn to, I think, 5 Dawn. And then from 5 Dawn to 8 Dawn is also the same range. So, like, if you're super, super fast, 2 or 3 years to 8 Dawn. And that's the fastest you can do it. All right, fastest you can do it. I think super talented Asian kids that literally live and breathe Go, they get to 1 to 5 Dawn within 1 year, and then 8 Dawn within 5 years, and Pro within 10 years. And we're talking Asian Pro, not Western Pro. There's a huge difference. Well, still, it's a huge difference, right? 10 years to Pro, study and Go for like 50, 60 hours a week. 10 years. 10,000 hours. I do believe it's possible for everyone to get to Dawn level. It's hard, and some people will get to it faster than others. That there's definitely talent involved, but talent is only how fast you do it, not are you capable of doing it. I think everyone's capable. It's just a matter of putting in the work and time. Like, talent is efficiency with the time. So if you're not talented, it's going to take you longer. Right? So, but when I say time, I don't mean the amount of time passing. A lot of people been like, I've played Go for 5 years. Like, okay, I've been teaching Go for the last 5 years, and I have not played Go hardly at all in the last 5 years. So the amount of time I've played Go has probably been less than a few hundred hours. Yeah. Unfortunately, age does have a little bit of a problem with it. I really wish it didn't, but it does. Like, realistically, the younger you are, the faster you'll be able to improve. It's facts. It's science. I don't know why it's the case. I can't explain the brain. You would think the older you are, the smarter you are, but I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me why it works that way, but it does, and it really sucks. But so do it while you're young. I actually have a friend, and this is kind of a life lesson, I think. I have a friend of mine, or I guess an acquaintance, because he moved away and I haven't talked to him since. Um, he got to 7 dawn Fox, so it's like 5 dawn and go. He got to 5 dawn and go, and we were all thinking he was gonna go like much higher, and then he stopped playing Go to do some other stuff. We were like, why? And I got to talk to him about it, and he's a very very smart guy. He recognizes that his brain will slow down eventually, so he made a list of skills that he wanted to master before the age of like 30 or 35 or 40. I forget the exact age number. It's like before he reached a certain age, he wanted to master them, and he thought about how much time it takes and how much he has to study. And Go was one of them, and he got to 5 dawn, and I say master, like just, a decent level at it, a really high level at it. He got to 5 dawn and Go, and then he started learning foreign languages and music stuff and martial arts or something. I don't know. He talked about the sage stuff and how he really admired that. It was one of the things that he admired. But his big thing was he wanted to master the skills while he could master several skills. Because once he was older, he knew he wasn't going to be able to master like 5, 6 skills that take 10 years each to master, right? So it's just a matter of thinking like, okay, I have like 60 years to learn something, right? Like from the time I'm like an adult or like a teenager or whatever to whenever, right? So that means probably I can learn 6 to 12 things really, really well. What do I want them to be? Or maybe I can learn like 3 things at professional level. What do I want that to be? And that's what he did, and he's just really smart about it. I did not do that. I wasted my time doing what I was told, going to school, going to work. Never even thought about mastering skills aside from Go. Right? I had a passion for Go, but it wasn't because was thinking about I wanted to master this skill. It was more like I like this game. I'm going to keep playing this game, and I put in the time and effort because I enjoyed it. And the more you love something, the faster you'll improve at it. So I was able to improve decently fast to Go, but I haven't learned any other skill to the level that I have learned Go. And that's my own fault. I have no one to blame but myself for not putting in the time and effort. Maybe teaching. Teaching might be something I've gotten pretty good at. I don't know. I feel like I'm at least close. I don't know. I feel like I'm a decent teacher. I think it could be a lot better, but it's not like I'm a brand new teacher, if that makes sense. I am confident that I can teach better than people who have never taught before. Um, but I wouldn't say I'm like super, super high level teacher. So maybe teaching and playing Go are 2 skills that I've developed. So yeah, I mean, it was a very interesting life lesson, and I thought he was a very smart guy for like the way he was just talking about it. I thought was very interesting. Where's the guy that was asking about Joseki earlier? Um, John No Theft. Are you still here? John No Theft. He probably is not. Usually people come in for a while and then leave. Oh, sweet. Sweet. He's still here. Okay. So I'll give you actually a tip. You said you wanted to learn Joseki. Well, this smart friend of mine, he wanted to learn Joseki too, but he knew that everyone would know the Josekis of this one and this one more than he would. So he actually started with the unconventional stuff first and then learned the conventional stuff because he wanted, when he played, to have just as much knowledge as his opponents. So if his opponents haven't learned this one very well, and he is learning it, then he will be able to perform in the opening at least as well as they do. The way he learned it, instead of learning it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, he learned it. He learned it as 1, 2, 3, probably like 4 or 5, or something. 4 and 5 are interchangeable. So, if you wanted to learn Josekis, maybe starting with the trickier ones first and then working your way backwards could actually help you learn all the Josekis, but help you win games while you're learning it. And I've never thought about learning Joseki that way. I find it very fascinating. Is start with the unconventional and tricky moves first, and then learn the conventional stuff. So it's not like he doesn't learn the conventional stuff, and most people who do learn conventional stuff neglect learning these unconventional moves as well because it's just not common. So why would you learn it, right? So he started with the uncommon and went to the common because he knew he had to learn the middle game and end game stuff as well. So he wanted at least his opening be the same level as other people. Yeah, so maybe so don't neglect the star point and 3-4 point Josekis, but maybe start with the unconventional, learn maybe 10, 15 of them, have an opening pattern or two, and then with it by the end of by the end of the year, I want you to have at least 10 Josekis with each one, okay? By the end of the year. Not this year. Within 12 months, sorry. Forget that we're almost at the end of the year. Within 12 months, try to learn all of them. But maybe the first couple months you just start with these two. And then maybe you add on the 3-3. Because it annoys everyone, even though it's a good move. It annoys a lot of people. So maybe start with like 1, 2, and 3. I think it could set you up for some interesting stuff. But it does require research. It is unconventional. Weird stuff is going to happen because your opponent's going to make mistakes, right? Your opponent's going to do something wrong. You have to know how to deal with the wrong stuff. So it is going to get to some unconventional play and get you out of your comfort zone. But as long as you're doing your studying, you're reviewing, then I think it'll be helpful. You really want to learn 3-3 innovation. Boom, 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 boom. Nobi, there, right? That's Sente. This is Gote, but you get more thickness. And the tricky stuff is when when you Tanuki or whatever, and later you can come in and go here. Or sorry, here. So there's that. And then white also has this idea. Here, and then this can sometimes be useful on some boards. There's this sorry, Hane here, then this, there, either here or here. I think it's here. There's some very interesting stuff happening. But that's the reason you don't really want to, if you're white, you don't really want to Atari this one, because you lose all of that Aji. White has a lot of Aji with this move. There's some pretty complex stuff, so it will require a lot more research, but hopefully that helps you get started. Yeah, hopefully that gets you started. Yeah, so I think that'll be it for the stream today. Don't forget, those who are patrons, Clossi Class is in an hour and a half. We do need at least a minimum number of participants. I'm thinking I'll probably just review my Youngusame games today, and maybe just do some Q&As about explaining the Youngusames and how I performed in the Youngusame in the last month. Also, let me double check a message. I am currently negotiating to hire someone to do weekly lectures this month. And I think after talking with others and getting feedback, I am going to make this patron only, but I'm going to make it for the $5 patrons. So if you're on Patreon at the $5 patron, you will get access to the lectures. That also gives you access to the Clossi League, but only the $25 tier and above get the reviews. But if you play someone that in that $25 tier in that league, then your game gets reviewed. So $5 for chance for reviews, $25 for guaranteed reviews and access. We're just leaving it at that for now. It was uncertain if I wanted to make the lectures for $25 tier and above exclusively, because that would pay for more lectures. But I really want to help a lot of people. I was gonna make it free, and then I got a lot of feedback like, no, don't make it free, because how are you gonna afford more lectures if you do that? How are you gonna afford the lectures? So I think a good balance would be $5 to watch the lectures. $5 a month to watch 4 lectures a month, plus the Clossi class is $25 and above to participate. $5 to watch it after the fact. And then some Clossi classes are free. Yeah, so patreon.com/Clossi for those interested in that. Otherwise, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. The Clossi Approach series is releasing on YouTube. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and end it here. So thanks all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.